Implementation is the key. You can't just learn something and expect it to instantly be part of who you are without actually taking the steps to implement what it is you're learning. But this goes far beyond just implementing what you're learning. It's that expectation that we put on things, either consciously or subconsciously. It's funny how we can sit here and say, oh, well, I didn't expect anything out of it. But then our little troll of a subconscious is actually sitting in the background being like, oh yes, we did. We expected that we would look just like the cover model for those weight loss pills. We expected, because we took the time to listen to someone speak, that we would instantly gain their knowledge and our lives would be completely different. We expected that because we seen the potential in a potential partner, that just because we see it, there is an expectation that that person's going to live up to the way that we know they can be. And yet it all comes down to expectation. It all comes down to things that we can't control and things that we can control. We can't control anybody else, but we can control ourselves. We can take responsibility in the choices that we make and in the actions that we take. There's still no telling what's going to happen through Mother Nature, through the universe, through other people's energy. It's letting go of that expectation, which we hear all the time, yet really being present and understanding where we may actually have expectations. It's having faith going forward with what we are planning, with just the acceptance of what occurs, with being okay either way. Sometimes, like I said, that subconscious little troll has its expectations in the background, and you're not even aware of them until you realize that you've been hurt, that you're mad, that whatever you were going after didn't actually come to fruition as you expected it to, because you had seen an outcome that you desired and you soul-heartedly wanted that, which there's nothing wrong with that, yet putting that expectation on it didn't allow you to see the other opportunities, didn't allow you to notice when things were maybe not working out exactly as you had expected, so that you could pivot, so that you can adjust the course, accepting what occurs. And this doesn't mean that you have to accept shit and just roll around in it and call it life. I mean, I've done that too. We have the choice and we have the responsibility within ourselves to take action on those choices, to not give up, to keep the faith, to understand that there is something better out there, yet not holding on for dear life for the desired outcome that we expect, that we see other people having, and so we feel as though we should also have it. It's coming back into that feminine energy and being able to adapt, being able to be flexible, understanding that you have a goal, understanding that you are worth what you want, but also knowing that life is life. Anything can happen. And while you're more open to just accepting what is, accepting that, yeah, maybe it didn't work out exactly as you wanted to, if that's the case, then there's got to be a lesson in there. There's got to be some kind of a stepping stone that you can either readjust what you did for a different outcome, or the realization that maybe that just wasn't the path that you really should have been on. Maybe that was a choice that you decided to take because somebody else made it look good. But then in reality, it's not really anything that really fulfilled you or aligned with you. I've learned throughout these last few years of practically restarting living, taking in all this new knowledge, being a sober person, learning how to live without the habits that I had obtained through most of my life, that as I proceed forward, as I go after a goal, after coming across different things that intrigue me, interest me, or inspire me, a lot of the times there's been a lot of influence, a lot of outside influence that has guided me to that has piqued my interest to take action towards whatever the hell it is. While I feel like I've been on a hamster wheel just running in circles these last few years, with each step that I take, there's always something to be learned. And honestly, most of it has been within myself, within my inner patterns, within the reasons why I chose substances for so long, to block out those childhood basics that I learned to survive, that I've held on to for so long throughout my life. Now is the time that I get to take the step, make the choice to change directions, to try something new, to get a different outcome, to get something more desirable. And while everything is not instant, and until you come across these different little patterns, or at least for myself, it's been these little patterns that the awareness has brought forth what it is that internally I really need to work on. Internally, what it is that has been holding me back. Those mental limitations, those subconscious little troll stories that have been keeping me from actually moving forward in a more healthy direction. It's coming into that faith. It's coming into knowing that there is something better. I have faith that there's something better. I have faith that all this time that I've spent on this hamster wheel is for something better. I can tell that there's a difference. While the progress has been slow, I also know that just going surface level and trying to speed my way through everything has brought me back to having to start all over, to come back to the basics and really embody and implement what it is that I've learned. Something that I've noticed since I was a kid was if I wasn't great at it the first time I tried, then I would give up on it. And I even remember coming into this conclusion a few years back in my younger years and being like, well, that's just how it is. If I'm not good at it, then it's not meant for me. And in a lot of instances, I've given up so quickly because that expectation of, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And then I go to do it and it's not half as good as what they had done it. It really shut me down. And I didn't give myself a chance to continue practicing, to continue honing in on my skills so that I could be better at it. I didn't accept the fact that it was going to take a little time, that everyone starts from the beginning at whatever they begin that's new. Some of us pick things up faster than others, but in the same aspect, it's not about comparing ourselves to anyone else. It's about ourselves. It's about accepting where we are and coming into the mindset of why. Why is it that you're going after this? Like I said, throughout these last couple of years, there's a lot of things that I went after, and a big portion of it was because I was influenced, because somebody had a really good sales pitch or somebody's lifestyle seemed pretty ideal. And so I went after it. And after spending some time doing it, letting go and accepting that I wasn't great at it in the beginning, but continuously pushing forward, after a few months, maybe even a year, it became pretty relevant that I was only going after that for the sake of what I seen somebody else experienced. It wasn't the full fulfillment that I was actually looking for. And in some instances, I even got scared that I wouldn't ever be fulfilled. There's a lot of me that doesn't have a really strong why as to why I do anything. And I feel like that's just because I haven't given myself the chance. Because I've had this limitation of this story that I have to make all this money, or I have to look this certain way, or I'm running out of time and it's going to take too long if I actually put in the effort that's needed. And that's simply not the case. What's the end destination? Honestly, in so many different areas, with getting my own studio, with having really nice cars, with working towards something, whatever it is that I work towards and I actually gain and receive, it's not as exciting as that first inspiration to even go after it. It's like working my way up to it. It's just become normal. I get super excited on new things, but by the time that I have made my way to gaining that, it's like, really though, there's not a big hype about it anymore. And I guess that's pretty much where I've switched gears within these last couple of years of, instead of chasing what I thought logically I should be chasing, what I've been influenced by everyone else, is that coming back into myself and understanding what would actually make me happy, what would actually fulfill me moving forward. And not having an expectation, allowing myself to be present and just enjoy the process and accept whatever occurs. Having that faith to keep moving forward and trusting that whatever's meant to be, whatever opportunities will arise, I will be able to be aware of them. I will not be on this tunnel vision focus of the expected outcome that I so desire in the beginning, and rather I'm open to accepting what is, accepting that there could be something better, that opportunities are around the corner in every direction. So no matter where you are, I invite you to look at your expectations. Notice, have you been maybe let down or a little irritated with the fact that something hasn't worked out the way that you had hoped it had? That, my friend, would be a silent little expectation, or maybe it's a loud expectation that you thought was gonna occur for doing whatever you were doing. There's no shame in the game yet. Understanding where we subconsciously have these expectations and just letting them go. Falling in love with the process, having faith and trust that along the process you'll find exactly what you need, and then accepting that if it didn't work out so well, that there's a new direction you can take. If you're still interested in taking that direction, or if you've lost all interest in that direction at all. Life is an experiment. No need to take it so seriously. Let me know in the comments, what is it that you've been working towards that maybe you've had an expected outcome you have been driving for? And do you have faith that if it doesn't work out the first time, you're willing to continue forward? I would love to hear. Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe button. And until next time, bye.